Hello and good morning, everyone. It's Michele Maher here again this morning, and I'm here with Yulia this morning. Thank you so much, Yulia, for giving me your time to discuss what how we're dealing with these challenging times right now, and how we're keeping a positive mindset while getting creative and pivoting in our businesses. Yulia, do you want to just give us an idea of who you are and what you do?
Oh, absolutely. Thank you so much, Michelle, for having me. My name is Yulia Rukova-Martins with the company Tamlin Consulting, and I am a high performance strategist and process improvement coach. And I work with women and entrepreneurs to help them with high performance strategy and making their business flow. So that's what I do.
Right. Yes. Yes. So I wasn't going to try to say your last name there because the way that you just it flew out. Except Martin's, I'm fine with that. But
I kept my
so
yes.
yes. So so yeah. So you are definitely awesome at that. You're very structured, and I've known you for a while now. So thank you again for joining me. Um, so basically, we're sitting here now. It's been quite some time that we're in the self isolation, and since middle of March, when everything started getting shut down, which for me started with all the live events that I had vendor tables at that were being postponed one after another, basically. And then for me, I felt that I really got sucked into the fear because everything just changed so quickly and there was such a loss of control and uncertainty that it just really, I found it could consume you. I feel much different now. It's been over a month, right? We're over 5 weeks now. So, how about yourself? What was your feeling as you dealt through this initial, you know,
I,
pandemic?
I think what I heard you say, a key word there, uncertainty, right? And
Yes.
everybody reacts differently. For me, it was challenging as well because majority of my work involves in-person meetings, also training, speaking. I've been doing a lot of workshops as well, so that has been kind of put on hold. And I think when you're stuck at home, and for me that was the key, and then you don't have any ways to find your information, you resort to getting your information from online, right? So that was for me the biggest challenge was, I wouldn't say big fear, but a lot of anxiety around it for the first week or maybe 10 days. And I
Yeah.
remember my days were mostly filled with how do I control that so that it doesn't consume me? Because I would try to find information, like looking for that certainty. Who has the right information for me make an informed decision? Because we had some information coming from different ways, and some people say, "Oh, this is not a big deal," and others saying, "No, this is so serious. Things are gonna get worse. We're all gonna die." Like, and you're in between that, right?
Yeah.
And the challenge was to really guard kind of my energy and my mindset. And
Right.
what I did is that those different interesting aspect that happened. So I don't really watch news, and I don't follow even online. I don't follow news. I just read the headlines. It's been part of my routine for many years now, and I didn't want to resort to that. So my source of the news was social media, and that wasn't good too, because some people also sharing articles and things like that. That's where driving me crazy. And I said, you know what, like I started go after people that I follow for years, mentors and some coaches and some thought leaders. And I think I went to another extreme, because everybody now start offering free stuff, right? Like free workshops help you deal with this. And I realized that I'm just booking myself into a lot of those trainings. I want and And at the same time, I realized that majority of those people, they weren't certain too. They were just like doing something. And that brought me to a different type of anxiety. Okay, why am I not doing something, right? So it's very interesting. I watch all these people, you do great stuff. You help people, right? That's awesome. But then I really start focusing on, okay, how do I limit that exposure? Because now what used to be positive now turned to negative for me.
Right, right. Yeah, that's great points there. And that was, I think, a lot of the anxiety that was coming out of it was from not knowing what's the truth and what to believe. And there were so many sides. Even now there still are. There's some of the conspiracy theories still floating around there. And but it was so hard. But even even the medical um experts in Canada were not necessarily, they were changing their story constantly too, because it was all, I think, because it was all so uncertain, so new, and so, like just so much not known around the actual virus and things like that. So yeah, and I also found that I was signing up for a lot of free things as well, because it felt like everybody was offering free and there's so much information out there. But then I realized that I just can't do all that. It's impossible. So that kind of, I realize now that, I gotta guard my energy a bit better and figure out my focus. So what I find is that we have been given a time to sit sit back and be present and kind of slow down a bit and figure out your focus and where you want to go from here, who you want to be at the end of this, that kind of idea. Just kind of reevaluating different aspects of your life, because all the distractions have been taken away from us.
Oh, absolutely. I love what you said, the distraction being taken away. And this is what happens. There's a lot of, in our regular life before the virus, we all consumed by the things that we need to do, the places we need to go. It's work and it's routine with the family. And we're always on a go, go, go. Like it's always, but what we are giving now an opportunity is to stop and slow down. And when you silence that external noise, when you don't have anywhere to go, you start looking at, okay, what am I present to? And even interesting aspect here too, what in this situation, like what are you becoming present to? Because before you were too busy to look, right? Now you can pause and you quiet down all that noise with all the mindset and all the tools that they're there to help you really be present to what's important. And then when you focus, what is truly there for you, like what the things for your business, the things for your family. And what I found is I start looking more inward versus outward for the information and guidance, right? So it's
Right.
really trusting myself. What do I know to be true? What do I need to do? What do I need to focus on? And that's been very, very, very helpful. I would say very helpful.
Yes, for sure. And that is what we should be doing, is it does give you a chance to look inward. And just kind of, and when you go back to what you were saying, how we were living our life before, I also found that I always felt like I couldn't get caught up. Always so many things to do and always running behind, rushing from here to here, and just trying to get caught up all the time. So now we have the chance to look at that list. Everybody had their to-do list, whether it be things that you've always wanted to try in your life, maybe a hobby. It doesn't necessarily have to be your business, but maybe there's some aspect that you've always been interested in doing, and now there's all kinds of opportunities online to do so, to learn a new skill, to learn a new hobby. And also whatever you were planning to do maybe in your business, start, focusing on that, and kind of figure out where you want to go from there.
Oh, absolutely. And I think there's a lot of like, if you look, a lot of people saying, oh, you can go and take these courses and on the skill and be up to date to with the trends and what's been happening in the industry. And what I found is that a lot of there's an opportunity for us to shift from doing into being, right? And that's so important. Then
Right.
you see different. So for example, I would say I'm a new mom. My daughter is almost 2 years old, and the life is a little different when you have small children at home, right? And in the beginning, I was looking at the situation saying, oh, it feels like I'm back to maternity leave, right? Like I have to be with the toddler at home all the time. And it takes my time and energy from the things that I wanted to do. Like people say, go focus on your business, do something, right? And then I shift from, and then I said, okay, what other moms are doing? And then I look at the different events and different activities that moms get from Pinterest to keep their kids busy, and that's overwhelming as well. It's like, I'm not crafts person. Like, what do I do, right? It's like, and then I print out a list. I think it was Montessori things that you can do with your kids at home. I was like, this is beautiful, and I started on that list, and it was kind of creative without buying new stuff for the house, because trying to find things at home that
Well,
you
yeah,
can use to
you
play with the
can't
baby.
you can't go buying stuff right now anyhow.
Yeah, absolutely. So I look at that, and then I saw that my baby isn't even interested in those things, right? So I use that old mindset of, okay, what we need to do together. But in reality, I was reflecting on that and realized it's my time to be a mom, right? Being a mom versus doing a mom, right?
Right.
So being
Right.
being with it, and really tuning into, like, what does she needs right now for me. um she wants a hug, or she wants to just simple things that she wants to learn, right? And be with her and support her with that development, not just, oh, I have to have the schedule and force her to learn things. So that's absolutely been interesting experience.
Right. And that's very, actually, it's really nice that you have this time now, when she is at that age, to just be,
Hmm.
like you say, just be a mom. Because when you're trying to run your business and you're trying to get her, keep her busy, and you get, and you're rushing place to place, that you just, like you said, you're doing a mom,
Doing a mom,
which is
yes.
which is and you're not actually connecting and having that time to just appreciate the little things. And I think that's what's going to come out of this situation as well, is we are going to appreciate the little things that we you know didn't necessarily notice before.
Hmm. Absolutely.
Just, yeah, I mean, right now, like, you're gonna imagine how much you're gonna appreciate a hug
Mhm.
from somebody else now, or being able to sit and have coffee with somebody.
Absolutely.
uh, just, things like that. And then of course the nature, getting out in nature.
Hmm.
And I know a lot of people are getting out in nature more, and they're actually noticing the animals, the trees, the buds.
I become present. Absolutely. I become present. Like, use all your senses, because now you appreciate these things more.
Yeah, because you're not thinking, oh, I have to rush off, I have 10 minutes here and then I have to go here to, go on to my next thing that I'm doing.
Hmm. Absolutely.
Right, for sure. And so what have you done in terms of your business, looking at possibly doing, pivoting to online things where you had the live workshops and things
So
like that?
that's a good point. So I like the word pivot, and everybody is using it a lot.
Yeah.
And I start looking at what needs to pivot, and in reality, was majority of my work could be done online. It could be transferred online.
Yes.
Even opportunity to meet new people and network. Now, comfort of your own home, you do a Zoom meeting, right? Zoom networking
Yeah.
event, and I love that. Like it's so simple, and then right there and then you can send invite and connect, and follow up right away after the meeting, so you're not with all the time that you saved by not commuting, right? So
Yeah,
this is beautiful.
exactly.
and and
Yeah.
and all the events that I wouldn't normally attend because there were other part of the town or was different group, I just try it on and go see on the list what's
Exactly.
happening, and I can attend. So that was beautiful.
Yes.
But absolutely, from a perspective of moving the training and workshop part, there was some learning in it, because there's in my work, when I do workshop from a perspective of process improvement and working with corporate teams, it's an interesting shift, because there's some activities that are hands-on that you need to do, like simulations and things like that. So it's also looking for me and learn how to make online training more effective, and there are resources now available for that. So been the biggest part. And
Right.
what I would say, for me, what was important is really connecting with my clients, and talking with them and asking, what do you need right now, right? So
Yes.
the biggest challenge with a lot of people, they think, oh, how do I pivot? And then they see all these trends that start arising, and the reality is, you just need to talk to your customers, to talk to your clients, to your current client base, and ask, what do you need right now? It's not the time to go after new business, but
No. Right.
more so to preserve and to provide support for your community, and give tons of value just by having that conversation. What do you need? How can I help you? What problem can I help you solve right now? And maybe even it's the same product and service that we had before the pandemic, but just wording it differently, right? There's no need
Right.
to come up with all the brand new products, all new brand new services, but just like
No.
changing it a little bit so that it feels the need for our customers. So that's what I find being very important.
Right. Totally. Totally. And I've heard that before from many people. Right
Hmm.
now is the time to reach out to your clients and just to, even just to ask them how they're doing,
Hmm.
because this is a huge, it really is a huge shift in with everything being shut down to the extent it is, and all this even going to the grocery store is a totally different experience. It's not a quick 5 minutes, I forgot something, I'm in the middle of cooking, I forgot something, go get something quickly, or like a last minute grabbing something at the store. That's not, you don't do that anymore. That
Absolutely.
It's a whole process. You have to get, yeah. Oh yeah, it's a whole process. I don't really
And you're
enjoy it.
right. Checking in with how people are doing mentally, right? Emotionally, because
Yes, exactly.
yeah, forget the business part. Like, how are you coping with this? It's difficult. We all understand that it's a situation that we haven't been before, and it's challenging because they're family and worrying about maybe some elderly parents or somebody in the family who might be in a risk group, right? And you're distance now, and there's so many things that change. Um,
Exactly. Yes. And of course then you have the whole, families are at home, and depending on the ages of the children, different
mhm.
this online schooling now that the school boards have rolled out, dealing with that. My daughter's in grade 11, and she's dealing with that right now. And it's a totally, so many people have had to adapt so quickly as well. Like the whole school, all the school board doing all this online stuff, they definitely were not prepared for
Oh, absolutely.
that at all. Corporations, all of a sudden, every single person is working from home. When have they ever done that before? Never. So again, the same thing. But I think we're going to see a lot of changes going forward with respect to realizing that it is possible to work from home. People can work from home and get things done. It is possible to have meetings online and actually accomplish something. It's possible to do some events, workshops, and live events, to do them online. And then what we can do is, going forward, you might have your workshops having an online stream, and then you have a live stream, or trainings online, and then you have ones in person. I think that's going to be for a lot of businesses, that's going to be the case.
Yeah, absolutely. And it will change a lot of things. And I think impact, I see it as a blessing, because there's a lot of industries and a lot of processes that we had for ages that needed transformation, right? Our healthcare, our
Exactly.
school system, the way we work, like all the thing around work-life balance. I think this is what start becoming apparent, that parents manage somehow, right? But there was no real, there was a problem that was hidden, and now it came to surface. That parents need help. There's, you can't have two working parents at home and then work full time from home and manage the kids. It shows up like, no, it's not possible, right? And something got to change. And I'm very optimistic that this situation will help to drive that change in a better direction.
Right. Yeah. Actually, when you think about it, like, I remember when I was working at the bank before, that certain things I might have questioned processes, and they would say, oh, it's always been done that way. This is the way we do it. And that was always the thinking, especially in some of the some of the corporate world. And like,
Yeah.
I know you have mentioned before about the healthcare system. I'm sure there's a lot of processes that just continue because, oh, this is the way we've always done it, which is kind of the same as we can translate that into our routine and our habits. And it's just, it's because you've always done it that way. That's, now this is your time to question those things. So whether it be your routine and your daily habits, question, why am I doing this? Why have I always done this way? And I
That's
think
a great question.
from the corporate side, I think they're being, forced to see that there's other ways to do things.
Absolutely. And it's been my work. I'm in process improvement,
And
right?
that's your work, exactly.
Yeah,
So
this is what I come to the business. I look at what's going on, and I start asking maybe silly questions. Why do you do this way? Right? What you're trying to accomplish with this, and challenge, and a chunk of my work being in healthcare as well. And this is like massive. There's from my perspective, going in, there's so many processes that have been there, not even for decades. They've been there for over a century now. It's so old. They need to be changed, and the culture as well, right? And I hope we start looking at those things and improving them, because
Yes.
it's going to be. And what other trend that I see, that people start in healthcare as well, people start taking responsibility for their health, right? Like you're no longer rely on your healthcare system, right, or doctor or whoever that was in your circle for taking care of you, right? People start be really careful. Okay, I need to look at my diet. I need to be more responsible with keeping up with staying healthy versus getting sick and then dealing with that, right?
Yeah,
So
it's being proactive, right? Proactive with your health. And you're right, and this is giving the people chance to do that too, because what I do see from talking to people is everybody seems to be eating a bit more healthy. They're also, even though and the restaurants are closed, although they're open for takeout, that the amount of times you're going to go, it's drastically reduced. Drive-throughs are open, but like, I know for myself, I was going to Starbucks quite often before this, and now no. My daughter used to hang out at Starbucks, and now no. So, even though the drive-throughs might be open, you're not going to appointments and things like that, rushing around where you're just gonna run through that to go get some food because you're hungry.
Right.
So now you've got to cook at home. Now you have to, make all your food. So people are eating more healthy. And also people have the chance to look at you. How's my immune system? How is my health? Because now there was that, that fear of the virus. What's going to happen if I get it? How's my health?
Oh, I think this is a good, it's a good outcome from this, right? I've seen the memes there that now kids before the pandemic, like in their devices, and now everybody outside, everybody wants to get their walk within the permitted areas, permitted distancing, but everybody is there because now I need to get my exercise, I need to be healthy, I need fresh air, I need to stay healthy, right? So that my immune
Right.
system is strong.
Yes, yes. And I did see a meme that was going around. It was a dog
Mhm.
lying down in the kitchen saying, "Oh no, not another walk."
That's funny.
So I think the dogs are happy. The dogs are happy. The cats, not so much. Anybody who has cats, I saw another meme. The cat said, "Why are my servants in my house all day?" Because the cats don't want you at
They don't
home,
want to. Yes,
but the
it's a
dogs
different
do.
situation. Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought that was funny. But yeah, it's just there's a lot of things when you look at it from that perspective. There are so many opportunities here and so many blessings. Yeah. Oh, in addition to, right, the earth itself is getting a chance to heal with the lack of pollution and things like that. I saw a post on Facebook from somebody yesterday down at Ashbridges Bay, the beach there. There were two deer running.
Hmm.
It's kind of funny. I still don't know how they got there, but
Yeah, you see
um,
all the animals and nature really responding to less human activity, and this is a good news, right? Good news. I think
right.
that's what needed to happen.
Again, and I think that's something we were seeing so many disasters, so many natural disasters happening, so many, like more and more, even the ice storms that we had here as well. So I think that we need to also look at that, how we're using the earth, how we're using up the earth's resources and things like that. um, I think that again, the use of technology is really something that we can look at going forward, using it in a more productive, how we can be more productive with
Productive.
technology.
Brings me to a very interesting concept that I learned recently. It's called Society 5.0, and it's been developed by Japanese about last year before, for United Nations. And they came up with this whole idea that our society needs to evolve to a new stage. And one interesting concept within that is uh, um, high tech, high touch, right? So we need that human factor, although we have a lot of technology helping us, but
Yeah.
there's more human to human connection as well. And if you're interested to learn more about that, this is very fascinating theory of where the world is going and how we can build that like new way of society. And it's something that I'm looking into because it helps me to see through this pandemic, through the potential economic crisis or whatever is going to happen. But you look for ways to find things of the, I would say, higher vision, right? Like a longer term vision of what we can do as humanity. That brings you that positive vibe and hope. And that's what we need right now. It's certainty and hope that things are going to work out for better, right?
Right, exactly. That's very interesting for sure. That yeah, and that's what it is. The nice thing that we do see is everybody coming together as a community. I do see a lot of people coming and wanting to help and wanting to serve and wanting to join together as a community. and it's like the whole world is joining together as a one big global community. So I do think that we are going to come through this with, you know, kindness and more compassion. That's what I do see, and I'm hoping that that will continue, you know,
That-
on the other side of this. Okay, little technical glitch there, but we're back. So yeah, so I think that we really need to right now surrender. You know, there's no point in fighting any of this. Surrender and take the time to be present and have faith. You know, faith is very important for us to have faith in humanity, and you know, we're going to get through this together. And you know, we're gonna be better humans after this. That's my feeling.
Oh, that's my view on this as well. It's looking through this challenge and seeing it as a blessing. Once you stop fighting it, when you accept it, it is what it is. There are a lot of things that we can change, but there's things that we can control. There's things that we can affect, and just focus on doing that, like in your family, in your community, in your business, and that's what will help us get through this and come out, you know, better humans on another side.
Yeah, exactly. It's just, it's all perspective, and change change begins with you. You can control yourself, so look inward and make those changes. Make those changes in yourself, and we're all going to be, like you say, better humans. So thank you so much, Yulia, for your time. It was great talking to you, and I guess I look forward to when we can see each other in person again.
Thank you, Michelle, for having me and share my experiences through this. And I'm really grateful that we have communities to support one another.
Yes, for sure. So am I. All right. Thank you, everybody,
Thank
and
you.
bye for now.